£33 mascara versus a £13 mascara. But are they any different? Let's test them out. So I am comparing the Dior versus the Maybelline Lash Primer mascaras. For Dior, it is the Diorshow Maximizer 3D, and then for the Maybelline, it's the Lash Sensational Sky High. Obviously, the main difference between these two is the price. Dior £33 and Maybelline 13, so there's a £20 difference between the two. However, the Dior is 10ml and the Maybelline is 7.7ml. I did do some maths and I tried to see how much the Maybelline one would cost if it was also 10ml. So hopefully I've got this right, but it should cost £16.80 if it was the same size as the Dior one. So slightly higher in price, but still half the price of what the Dior costs. So for Dior's mascara, they do mention as well on their site that it is a volume, curl, length and definition mascara. Also that the lashes appear revitalised and fortified for over 24 hours. The Maybelline one does also say that it lengthens, thickens and cares for the lashes, so very similar to the Dior one. It does mention that it's serum infused, it's very good for your lashes, and that they should feel soft after 4 weeks of daily use. The only thing that I didn't see on this one is that it's not 24-hour wear like the Dior one is. However, the Dior one didn't put as much about the serum side of it, so it didn't put that it's got ceramides and vitamin B5 like the Maybelline one did. So there are a few slight differences there. So that is the outside. Let's open it up and have a look at the wands. So the Dior one has like strips of bristles going down, and they're really flexible and easy to touch, so they like literally bend in any direction that you touch them, and they're very soft. They're not hard at all, so they're very gentle against your lashes. You can also see a little dollop of product on there, so it's quite a thick product, and it is clear in colour, so it looks white, but as you brush through it is a clear colour. Now here is the Maybelline. So the Maybelline one looks completely different. Obviously it's dark in colour, so I rubbed a little bit on my hand. It's not a pure black, it's more like a very soft grey. It does blend out because I think it is more of a serum-y type feeling, so it doesn't stay black, but it is definitely darker compared to the Dior one. The bristles are again going down in strips and lines. They're a lot closer together, a lot shorter and a little bit more stiff as well, whereas the Dior ones are a lot more flexible and soft. Something that I have noticed which is nice in actually the Maybelline one is when you close it, it locks closed, which the Dior one doesn't do, so you know you definitely close the lid on properly. So let's start applying it onto the eyes. I'm going to go in with my normal routine. So I'm going to go in with my lash curler. So I've curled my lashes there. We're then going to go in with the primers. So I'm going to start with my Dior one. I'm going to start on my top lashes. I am going to do top and bottom. So I'm just brushing this through. So here is the Dior applied to my top lashes. Obviously it's given a lot of length. Something that I really like about it is because it's clear in colour, you can sort of be a little bit more free with it and really push it onto the lashes. I'm going to apply some to the bottom lashes as well now. So that is one coat added to the top and the bottom lashes on this eye. This is how it's looking. Obviously it's given a really nice bit of length and it really does prep my eyelashes for mascara. So I'm going to let that sit and dry, and then we're going to move on and add some of my Maybelline. So straight away you can see a difference. This has obviously got colour to it, so it is looking dark already. Compared to this side, it doesn't actually look like I've got anything on. So that is one coat done to my top lashes. You can see obviously a much darker colour, and it really has separated my lashes really nicely. It's also given a lot of length, and it did feel a lot more sort of wet and slippy than what I thought it would. It's definitely a slight different sort of lighter consistency than a normal mascara is. Now we're going to go in with the bottom. So that is how the bottom is looking. Obviously again it's darker, but it has given that really nice separation and length to my bottom lashes. So now we are going to go in with the mascara on top, which I feel like is really going to show how both products look, because at the minute it does look a little bit odd with one being dark and one being light. So I'm going in with my MAC Max Stack mascara, and I'm going to go in with one coat on my top and bottom lashes, starting with the Dior side. So this is the side with the mascara now added on top. I feel like I can see obviously a massive difference now. It's just made my lashes really stand out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same on the other side, and then we will compare. So this is both sides done now. What I will say is when I was putting my mascara on the Maybelline side, I did find that the primer on this side has taken a lot longer to dry, and I do feel like it was a lot more sticky and sort of has slightly clumped up more than the Dior side has. I feel like you probably need to give the Maybelline side twice as long to dry because it is a lot more wet and sticky for a formula. Apart from that, they do look very similar, and they've given a lot more length than, say, if I was just to use my mascara on its own. I definitely really like the Maybelline on the bottom lashes. I think I do at the moment prefer the Dior one overall, but in terms of for bottom lashes, the Maybelline's really good, and the Dior one is definitely really good for my top lashes, so I do kind of like them in that way. I would say a pro on the Maybelline side is because it is a darker formula to begin with, I feel like my lashes are slightly darker on that side compared to the Dior being white, means my lashes aren't as dark. So that's how it's looking so far. What I'm going to do is put it to the test. I'm going to leave it and go about my day and come back at the end of the day and see if they've held up that length, if anything has smudged, and just see how it looks in a few hours time. So I'll be back at the end of the day to compare for final results. So it is the end of the day now. I've had my makeup on for a long time, and it's time for final thoughts. So all in all, after looking and having it on all day, I really don't think there is much difference at all between the two. I would say on the Maybelline side, it may be a tiny bit clumpier. A few of my lashes have stuck together a little bit more, but I do think because the formula's thinner, if you let it dry a little bit longer than the Dior one, I don't think there'd be that much difference. I think looking in the mirror, I can't tell that I've used two different mascaras on my eyes. So I think for the difference in £20, go for the Maybelline one. Obviously, long-term wise, I don't know whether it's going to be as protective and hydrating as the Dior one is, because I know the Dior one really does hydrate my lashes. So that might be another test. But looking at it from one day's wear, I really don't think that you can tell there's a difference. So this is the final look between the two. They basically look identical. There's not a lot between them, and they've stayed the same all day. So that's my final review on those. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else you'd like me to compare, let me know and I will compare them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.